So, a common question I get is, what is the relational presence practice? What is a relational presence circle like? So, I'm here to tell you a bit more about what it will be like. It is a conversation where we slow down and zoom in on what is happening relationally while it's happening. So, the conversation can be in a group setting, and those circles that we'll be holding regularly are going to be in a group setting. It can happen with as few as 3 people or even one-on-one. And the goal of the time together is to really be with what is here in me, in you, and in between us as we connect. Ultimately, these things are happening anyway as we're relating with each other day to day out in the world. How often, though, are we actually stopping or slowing down and really being with what's here? So, this can include things like noticing things within myself and things within you and naming those things. It can be revealing about our own experience, kind of what we're holding or managing in the background while we're in connection with each other. It can be naming curiosities in the other, things that come up in connection, like in this moment, feeling curiosity arise based on something someone shared or didn't share. It can also be naming impact. How did what you just said or what you just did impact me, and sharing that, or even checking in with others? How was that for you to hear what he or she just said? So it's an ongoing exploration of what's here now in this present moment in that space together. And I can tell you a bit what it's not as well. It's not a place where we're here to change or fix what is here. Especially if you're someone such as myself who really values a lot of personal growth and kind of therapeutic processes, it might be tempting to want to unpack things that people share, or like you might get a clear sense of like what they need in that moment. And relational presence isn't about undoing or changing what's here. It's actually about being with what's here. It's about being more present with ourselves in our own experience and being with the other in connection. And so part of that is, if you imagine mindful meditation, right, there's kind of a tendency to come back to the present moment, to the breath, to what's here in your own experience. And relational presence is very similar in the sense that it is about being with, coming back to what's here in connection, what's here in the room relationally, what's here together. And unlike meditation, where it's often a silent practice, we're actually conversing about it and having kind of a meta conversation about what is really in the room here. So it's a beautiful way to strengthen relational skills. And one of my favorite aspects about it is that it will increase self-awareness and the awareness of impact, in day-to-day interactions. And what I experienced is that it will actually shorten the time from when something impacts me to when I actually know that it's impacting me, and knowing what it is that's actually, emerging from that impact. Whereas before, that time would often be really long. Sometimes I wouldn't even know that I was being impacted, but then my mood would shift and then I'm reacting. And so one of the things that relational presence practice has done is really shorten that time. So now not only am I aware, I've been impacted, but there's a much shorter time, the more I practice it, that is actually, I can speak to it more closely in the moment, because that's what we're practicing. As it arises, can I bring voice to what is actually impacting me, or the things that are emerging in connection while they're happening. So that's a little bit of a nutshell of the relational presence practice, and I invite questions for clarifying or just deepening your understanding of what I've said here. But it's a beginning point. Thanks for watching.